cat and the mice. In the quiet hours before dawn, when shadows stretch thin and silence presses against the walls of the old granary, a single sound ruled the darkness, the soft predatory purr of a cat who never missed. And deep beneath the floorboards, a trembling council of mice gathered, each heartbeat sharp with fear. No one spoke at first. No one dared. Because above them, somewhere in that maze of sacks and rafters, their enemy prowled. Finally, the eldest mouse, gray-whiskered, scarred, a survivor of too many close calls, lifted his head. "We cannot keep living like this," he said. "We must outsmart the cat." A murmur rippled through the chamber. Outsmart? The cat? The cat who hunted them every night? The cat whose amber eyes glowed like twin lanterns in the dark? Still, they listened. The first mouse, bold, quick-tongued, convinced he was the cleverest creature alive, leaped onto a wooden crate. "I will distract him," he announced. "I'll run in circles, taunt him, lead him away. While he chases me, all of you will escape." It was a good speech, almost convincing. But the moment he tried his plan, darting across open floorboards, the cat descended like a falling shadow. A single pounce, a single gasp. The plan was over. The mice huddled closer, panic rising like floodwater. Then a second mouse spoke, small, round, always thinking 12 steps ahead. "We'll build traps, clever ones. We know these tunnels better than anyone. We'll lure the cat into a pit he cannot escape." For days they worked, digging, gnawing, shaping an elaborate maze of tunnels beneath the granary. But when the moment came, when the cat stepped toward their trap, he stopped, looked down, and with a lazy sweep of his paw, collapsed the tunnel entrance entirely. Another plan. Gone. Hope thinned. But the third mouse, the quiet one, the one whose eyes never left the cat, stepped forward. "We cannot beat him with strength," she whispered. "We cannot beat him with tricks, but perhaps with awareness. If we know exactly where he is, we might finally be safe." Then she said the words that changed everything. "Let's put a bell on him." Gasps echoed. A bell on the cat? Impossible. Dangerous. Unthinkable. But it was the first idea that made their hearts quicken with something that felt like hope. They built the tiniest bell. They fashioned a thin thread for a collar. They studied the cat's patterns, his naps, his blind spots, and on the night of the attempt, when the air was tight enough to snap, the quiet mouse crept up the rafters toward the sleeping predator. One step, another. The world held its breath. She reached out, thread shaking, bell glimmering. Then, a slow golden eye slid open. The cat had been awake the entire time. A paw lashed out, wood splintered. The mouse barely escaped with her life, skittering back to the safety of the tunnels. The bell clattered uselessly on the floor. They had failed again. But down in the quiet darkness, breathing hard, trembling yet alive, the mice realized something they had never seen before. It wasn't the cat who had beaten them. It was their belief that they were powerless. And from that night on, they moved differently. Alert, united, cautious, watching every shadow together. The cat was still dangerous, still fast, still fierce, but no longer unbeatable. For the first time, the mice survived not by outsmarting him, but by outsmarting their fear. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to help the channel grow.